All right, we're going to talk about the intro strumming to Crazy Little Thing Called Love by Queen. I'm going to show it to you in probably a few different keys. I don't know what key you normally play the song in or what you would want to play it in, but I'm going to show you how you can just add a little bit something to it to get it closer to the original. All right, so we're going to start it off super easy. Most people should know how to do an A chord, right? Like that. You're using your middle finger and your pointer finger. That's the A chord right there. But we're gonna sort of rock back and forth between the A and the A sus4. What's the A sus4? It's really not that hard. If you can do a D minor, it's gonna be really similar to that, except for you don't move this finger at all. All right, so leave your fingers exactly where they are, and then add your middle finger to the second fret of the C string, just really quick. This thing called love, this thing called love, right? It just adds that extra little something there to make it a lot closer to the original, right? That's for the key of A. Let's try C. A lot of people play stuff in C, right? Use your third finger or your ring finger for the C, and then you're gonna add your pointer finger to the first fret of the Giant Cockroaches Eat Apples E string, right? This thing called love, this thing called love, right? That's all you have to do is add that one finger and take it right back off, right? Another common key is the F key, right? Now this one's gonna be a little weird. There are different ways of doing this, but I don't think I play this song in the key of F very often. But all you're gonna do is your regular F chord using your middle finger and your pointer finger, right? But the extra note you're gonna add is actually on the first fret of the Giant Cockroaches Eat Apples A string, the one closest to the floor, right? So all I do is flatten out my pointer finger, and now I'm hitting both strings, the E and the A string. It doesn't really come out very strong, right? So what you could do is, for those of you who have taken or watched my tutorials or taken lessons with me before, I encourage a lot of people to do a pinky D. All a pinky D is barring the whole second fret with your pointer finger, then adding your pinky to the fifth fret of the A string, the one closest to the floor, right? But Kirk, you just said we were doing an F chord. That's a D. Why are we doing that? If you move this shape up 1, 2, 3 frets, now your pointer finger's on the 5th fret and your pinky is going to be on the 8th fret. If you move that, now we're playing an alternate F chord. All right, so when we play that, we add our middle finger there. So this is an F. This thing called love, this thing called love, right? So that's a different way of doing it. And if you don't want to do bar chords for the rest of the song, then go back down here and do the rest of them as open chords or regular chords. But for the intro, you could do it like that, or the beginning of every verse starts out like that. So you could totally do that. So that was A, C, and F. Let's go to the next most common, one of the most common keys is a D, right? Now, I just showed you that pinky D, right? So you could just do that exact same thing that we just did for the F up here. Now we're down here. This thing love, this thing called love. But if you're like, hey, Kirk, I don't want to do any bar chords. I don't want to get super fancy. You could do a regular D here, like that, across the 2nd fret, and then add your pinky there to that fret. Oh, wrong fret. The other alternate way you could do it is slide your ring finger up to the 3rd fret and then back again. And that'll take some practice, right? If you don't get it too close to the fret, it buzzes. You heard it buzz. So just keep that in mind, but this is the way I would do it. Right? All right, G is the next one. Now this might be the most common for this little adding a sus4 to it. So you make the G shape right there, leave that G shape there, and once again add your pinky, this time to the 3rd fret of the A string, the one closest to the floor. Stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to show you something else really cool with this, but it's not directly connected to crazy little thing called love. This thing called love, this thing called love, this thing called love. Right? That's that. Now, let's go to a B flat. This isn't the most common thing, but I want to go ahead and throw it out there. Now, B flat is the same shape as an A moved up 1, right? So if you move it down 1, down means lower in notes, right? What did we do? We added a finger right there. So if we move this up 1, that's a B flat, but now you can add your pinky to the 3rd fret of the E string. Oh, I'm sorry, C string. Now, watch this. We did the A like that, B flat, move it up 1 more, that's a B. Same thing, you just add your pinky, but now we're going to be adding it to the 4th fret of the C string. Right? And you could move it up 1 more, and then now we're playing an alternate C chord, right? C in the 2nd position, or some people call it C in the 3rd position because we're on the 3rd fret. And the same thing, we can move it up 2 more, and that'd be a D. All right, we're getting off track here, but anytime you're doing that shape, that's all you need to do to make a sus4 chord, no matter what key, what chord you're playing. If you're making that shape with your hand, all you have to do is use your pinky to add that 1 note in exactly that same spot, and it'll make it a sus4. All right, we already sort of did this one. E is the last key we're gonna mess with here, but remember we did a pinky E, or sorry, pinky D. I already gave it away. Pinky D, and I showed you how to do a pinky F all the way up here. If you just move it down 1 fret, that's a pinky E. It's not a technical term, that's just a term that I use with my students to let them know what shape of chord I want them to play. If I'm very specific, just play a D, they can do this, or they can do that, or they can play it up wherever they want. But if I'm like, hey, play a pinky D, it's that. Same thing with it's a pinky E. That means that you're going to put it across the 4th fret, bar across the 4th fret, and then add your pinky to the 7th fret. But now the extra note we're going to add is going to be on the 5th fret of the E string. All right? That's a whole bunch of different keys you could do that in, but all that is just one little inflection that makes it closer to the original. Right? still sounds like the song a little bit, right? If we just do it straight. But once you add that extra note in there, it really does kick it up to the next notch. All right, so here's the little bonus thing at the end. Let's go back to that G chord. This is actually a D shape on a guitar. Not that you need to know that, but for your ears, when you're listening to the radio, listening to CDs or commercials or movie soundtracks or whatever's going on, a lot of songs do this. It's a D, but we're playing at a G on a ukulele. But watch my fingers. I'll get a little closer. Right? I'm adding that pinky just like we did, and then I'm taking it away, and now watch. I'm lifting my middle finger and then adding it back. All right, so that's a G. Add your pinky, G sus4, take it away, that's back to a regular G or a G major, and then you're gonna lift up your middle finger, and now you're playing a G sus2. Now sometimes if I'm sitting on the same chord for a long time, sometimes I add that in there. Proud Mary, something like that, when you're just right. You don't have to do the whole shebang. You can just lift up one finger, put it back down. But you can rock back and forth, do whatever you want. You don't want to do too much and get it away from the original song, Proud Mary or otherwise. But sometimes that just releases the pressure of your hand a little bit. Sometimes with Proud Mary, I release all the pressure of all three fingers and my clamp, right? You know, different songs you could do it. You could do it on the 1 or the 4 or whatever. Lift it up consistently, and that also helps your ears hear where the 1 is, where you are in the song, and also maybe if you're playing with others, they can start to hear where the 1 is when you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, you know, stuff like that you can start here. But anyways, I hope that was cool for you. If you like lessons like this, stay tuned. I come up with all sorts of stuff. I'm learning new things all the time. Sometimes I'm learning from other people. Sometimes I'm teaching myself, figuring out things. And I hope you do the same thing. I hope you like my teaching style. Thanks so much. Great job.